We are getting towards the end of the summer hiatus as the Formula 1 2023 season continues to rumble on. And there is plenty that we've learned from all that has gone before the summer break, and plenty that we're looking forward to seeing when we get back to action after it. Well, here at GP Fans, we've put together a list of 5 things that we have discovered from the 2023 campaign so far, and 5 things we're looking forward to paying attention to when it comes to the rest of the year. So sit back and relax as we bring you this top 10 of sorts, if you will. Remember, you can get all of your latest news on gpfans.com and GPFans Global across social media, and hit subscribe down below to stick with us here at the YouTube channel for the breaking news and, of course, the specials as well. But let's dive into what we've learnt and what we're looking forward to in the 2023 campaign. What we've learned so far. Look, seeing one car win every single race is not pretty fun. It's actually rather boring, but this is something that longer term F1 fans know can happen in the sport, with Williams, Ferrari, Mercedes all having had their periods of dominance, but none have come close to what the Milton Keynes team has done so far this season, as Red Bull have been all conquering, winning every single race so far. There may be the odd asterisk to call upon about budget caps of the past and such to try and diminish the achievement of creating the all-conquering RB19, but honestly, we should take a moment to just marvel at what has gone on behind the scenes with Adrian Newey and co.'s ability to create a machine that is so much better than the rest. It really is truly remarkable. Okay, we admit it. Like many, we were wondering what the hell the Spanish driver was thinking when he made the decision this time last year to head to Aston Martin for the 2023 season. But Alpine are a team on the rise. Aston Martin are so far behind the French constructor right now. We heard and said it all, but Alonso was the man with El Plan, and it paid off immediately with 3 podiums in the first 3 races of the season. 6 in total for the first half of the campaign have given Aston Martin a great platform to work on, and they could even be second in the Constructors' Championship if they had a second driver that could get the same performance out of the car that the 42-year-old Spaniard has. Alonso was right, and we never should have doubted him. Oscar Piastri sent Formula 1 Twitter, or F1X, into hysteria last summer when he denounced Alpine's signing of the driver, saying he would not be with the French constructor to replace the departing Fernando Alonso. A legal battle ensued between Piastri's former team and McLaren, who believed they had a valid signed agreement to bring the driver into their fold in Woking for the upcoming year, and Zak Brown and his team would eventually win out, seeing Piastri in papaya for this season. And it looks good on the rookie too. With a weight of expectation on his shoulders, in part due to last summer's kerfuffle, Piastri has been fantastic for the team, as McLaren have added upgrade after upgrade to the car to get them fighting up towards the front. The young Australian has been right up alongside his more experienced teammate Lando Norris, and the pair had a fantastic final few races before the summer break, with the Australian denied a podium only by a cruel safety car in Silverstone. McLaren fought for the young gun, and he, in return, has ignored the pressure on him and excelled in his first season in the sport. Fred Vasseur was brought into the Scuderia to calm the ship after the wild ride under former Ferrari team principal Mattia Binotto. Perplexing pit lane decisions haunted the team a year ago, along with reliability issues, but under the incoming Alfa Romeo boss, things would surely settle and become more structured, and Ferrari would be able to compete on the track with a calm head at the helm. Well, this hasn't really come to fruition. With expectation high as it always is at the team, Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc have underperformed with a car that is doing little to help them out. In fact, you could argue that the Monegasque driver has outperformed the vehicle, but he and the team have never looked like getting close to the Red Bulls up front, unlike last season. Vasseur may have calmed things down in terms of drama, but there's very little in terms of excitement taking place at Ferrari right now. Sat 7th in the Constructors' battle, some may be scratching their heads at how Williams, with 11 points this season, could be considered one of the most impressive teams on the grid for this year. But there is something special about what James Vowles is doing with his new team this season, and a strong foundation is being laid down. Firstly, they're fast. Very, very fast. In a straight line, the Williams can pack an almighty punch and has been one of the fastest cars on the grid when it gets given a long straight to burn rubber on. The team that was considered a laughingstock when we saw the underside of the car in Spain have still produced 3 top 10 finishes, with 2 more 11th place finishes just outside the points. Alex Albon has been immense this year behind the wheel, and they would be well clear of Haas, Alfa Romeo and AlphaTauri if they had a second driver to match Albon's ability. For a team like Williams to turn themselves into a constructor that can compete, it's always going to take some time, but under their new team principle, there looks to be a path to consistently competing for points over the next few seasons, a huge step up from where they were 2 seasons ago. So that is what we've learned from 2023 so far. What would we like to see in the second half of the year? Just once could we avoid the Dutch national anthem or the Mexican national anthem after a Grand Prix. Red Bull's dominance has been impressive and should be applauded, but maybe seeing Lando Norris, Fernando Alonso or just anyone else not in a Red Bull vehicle taking a race win this season, that would be a joy. The story was meant to be so sweet, a all-French driver lineup for the French constructor with 2 proven veterans behind the wheel. But it's been a disaster for the team that have taken about 5 steps backwards in terms of being a competitive outfit on track. This time last year sent the team into disarray with the Alonso-Piastri saga, and they've never really recovered. The humiliating Otmar Safnauer Belgian Grand Prix situation was the icing on the cake, making the team boss take charge for one last race while he knew he would be sacked immediately afterwards. It's been a nightmare, but we want to see them challenging with Aston Martins and Mercedes up front again. Aston Martin were amazing to start the season, while McLaren got it right as we got closer to the summer break. Both have the potential to push Mercedes and Ferrari this year as the best of the rest race hots up behind the Red Bulls, and we want to see it for the rest of this season and going into the start of next. It's sticking out like a sore thumb on the calendar, and we're all just itching to see what the Las Vegas Grand Prix will look like come the end of this season. Miami's inaugural race last year wasn't exactly the greatest Grand Prix the world has ever seen, but the event itself was pretty spectacular. Vegas will hopefully have seen what happened in Miami with the track, and will have gone one better than their East Coast friends, getting the spectacle and the racing equally matched in quality. Also, F1 on the strip, under the lights, it's going to be stellar stuff. AlphaTauri may have got one thing right this year in bringing in Danny Ricciardo to partner Yuki Tsunoda before the summer break. While Nick de Vries was always going to be leaving the team with his poor performances, only matched by the struggling Logan Sargent at Williams, the Red Bull sister team was smart to do it early and give the Australian a couple of free hits in Hungary and Belgium to find his feet on the grid once again. There would have been expectation to get something out of the second half of the year either way for the much-loved Aussie. At least now he has 2 races of experience with the team to know what the car is capable of and what he's getting himself into. Is there anything we've left out in terms of what we've learned this year or what we want to see coming up in the second half of the season? Let us know as always in the comments section below. GPFans.com for the latest F1 news and GPFans Global across social media.